In this video, I'll show you my current desk setup that I use to run my digital media business. And by digital media, I mean this YouTube channel, along with themodestman.com and all of the social media that goes along with it, and a couple of other smaller projects. So it's been a while since I did my last desk tour. Things have changed. I left New York City, and while I definitely miss Manhattan, I'm not complaining about the extra space. I also made a few adjustments and upgrades to the workspace. As always, I'm practicing function over form. I do prefer a clean, somewhat minimal setup, but if I need an extra piece of gear or if there's a cord visible that makes my life easier, that's totally fine. And you might be thinking that my desk is kind of in a weird spot in the room, and that's true. I need space on either side of the desk so I can do this talking head shot right here, and then this whole side of the room is empty so I can do a full body B-roll shot. Anyway, let's start with the latest addition to my setup, and that is this chair. This is the Amiya by Steelcase, and I have to thank OfficeDesigns.com for sending me this chair. I originally had my eye on the Leap by Steelcase, but I spoke to someone at Office Designs. I kind of explained that I wanted something with a small footprint that was highly adjustable. I gave them my height and weight, and they suggested the Amiya, or is it the Amiya? I'm not really sure. This one is upholstered in fabric. The color is called Stone Buzz 2. It has fully adjustable arms. It's got the platinum base, so it's kind of a matte finish versus the glossy finish. And then it's on casters for a hardwood floor. The chair sits on top of a transparent floor mat, also from OfficeDesigns.com. Of course, I'll link to all this stuff down below in the description. But I'm really happy with this chair. It's very comfortable. It doesn't take up too much space, and it works well for my build. But I don't sit all day, so this desk is actually the Jarvis standing desk from Foley. This is the smaller version, so it's a 42-inch by 27-inch tabletop, light bamboo wood. I've had this for a few years, and it still pretty much looks brand new. I've got it on a white metal frame, and it has the electronic height adjustment with a memory bank. I split my time between sitting and standing, and when I'm standing on this anti-fatigue standing mat. To be honest, I used to think these things were kind of gimmicks until I got one. Now I realize that they really do make a difference in the comfort and probably the health of your feet if you do spend a lot of time standing at your desk. But I really love having a standing desk, so if you're on the fence, I recommend trying one out. I'll link to this one as well as the standing floor mat down below in the description. Okay, off to the side here, I have this little IKEA Besta Burrs drawer unit. I was looking for something that's kind of like a file cabinet, but just for stuff, not files, so without the rails and everything. And this one was perfect. Of course, it took like 4 hours to put together, but it looks really good. I like the glossy finish. I like that it's on casters, so I can roll it around and use it as a tabletop for photography. On top of that is the Ellen Desk Caddy from Most Modest. Modest Man? Most Modest? It was meant to be. I love the way it looks. It's built like a tank, and it's nice to have some storage within arm's reach for that stuff that I'm always reaching for, like scissors and packing tape. Okay, back to the desk, we have my laptop. So sitting on top of a Grove-made laptop stand that's a few years old. This is the 13-inch MacBook Pro. It's a 2016 model, so pretty old, but still humming. This was one of the first models with the touch bar and the USB-C ports. It's a great laptop. It's not perfect. The touch bar sucks. I wish they would just remove it already. The fingerprint reader is great, and the USB-C ports are awesome. I love this laptop. I do wish it had like an SD card reader and a regular USB port. So I actually recently added this CalDigit dock, which kind of sits nicely under the laptop stand. And this thing has every port that I would ever need, and it has an SD card slot right in the front, headphone jack right in the front. So very convenient, and I can basically plug everything into the back of the CalDigit, and then I just use one Thunderbolt cable from the CalDigit to my laptop. So very convenient. It's easy to remove my laptop from this setup. And even though it's not the cheapest dock, I've been really happy with this one. Moving on, I did end up upgrading my display. I used to use the LG Ultrafine 4K monitor that was built by LG for Apple. It was the 22-inch, and I upgraded to this Dell 27-inch Ultra Sharp 4K UHD monitor. It's kind of a mouthful. And after I've been using this for a while, I honestly can't imagine using something smaller, so I guess you just get used to whatever you have. I also like this one has other ports like HDMI and regular USB and other stuff going on in the back, whereas the Ultrafine only had Thunderbolt and USB-C. Perched on top of this Dell display, I have a Logitech HD webcam. I think this is the C920. It's probably a few years old, but you know, it's 1080p. Basically, my MacBook's webcam is just garbage, so I needed something that made me look decent for like Zoom calls and stuff. So that's been great for that. I also have this mic right here. This is the Audio-Technica ATR 2100. I use it for voiceovers, interviews, videos. Not the best mic in the world, but it is USB XLR combo, so it's convenient. This mic goes into the Steinberg UR12 audio interface. It's totally overkill for this kind of mic, but I will upgrade it one day, and then I'll need an interface like that. It's also nice having the gain control right here. I do like the boom arm that this mic is mounted on. It's articulating. I can just put it off to the side when I'm not using it. It's maneuverable, so if I do upgrade my mic, I'm gonna keep this arm. Other stuff on the desk, I've got this Philips wireless charging pad for my iPhone SE 2nd generation and AirPods Pro, which both have wireless charging. This is a pretty old charging pad. It's very slow. I want to upgrade it, so if you have any suggestions for me, let me know down in the comments. Up front, I'm using the Magic Trackpad 2 in space gray, matching the laptop. I much prefer a trackpad over a mouse. I've tried a bunch of different, is it mice or mouses? Ergonomic ones, expensive ones, and I always get hand and wrist pain, but with the trackpad, I'm fine. And then I finally got on the mechanical keyboard hype train. This is the Keychron K1. I tried the K2 and found that it was a little too high off the surface of the desk, so I had to like hold my hands up. I like the lower profile of the K1. This has the brown switches. I don't even know what that means, but I figure some of you will appreciate it. And I gotta say, I kind of get it. A mechanical keyboard is pretty cool. It's much more satisfying to type on. I think it's actually better for my hands. And after I've used this for a while, and I went back to my MacBook's Butterfly keyboard, and it was pretty bad. So I have grown to appreciate the mechanical keyboard. Okay, let's talk about the remaining accessories on my desk. So over here I have this Orbit Key Nest, and this is kind of like a DOP kit for your small tech gear. I store stuff that I need regularly, but not daily. So like USB dongles and various converters and, you know, earbuds and stuff like that. It's really designed for portability and travel, and it actually even has a wireless charger built in, but I find that it doesn't work quite as well as like a dedicated charging pad. And speaking of Orbit Key, I also have this Orbit Key desk mat. Now, I never had a desk mat because what's the point? You know, it's just like a rectangle of like leather or cloth that sits on your desk, and I don't know, I just never really understood it. But this one's actually pretty cool. It actually adds some additional functionality to the desk. First of all, it has this channel at the top that you can keep like a pen or other small tools. And then it also comes with this little magnetized cable organizer that you can run along this channel to keep your cords organized. So it's actually pretty cool. And then it has a document storage space kind of in between the bottom and top layer, just so you can keep a nice clean setup and be focused while you're working. So yeah, it's way more useful than your average desk mat, and that's why I'm using it. And of course, I'll link to this and the Nest down below in the description. And that is it. That's my current desk setup, and it's really optimized for emails and writing and research and shooting video and editing video and photos. So kind of everything that I do on a daily basis. If you enjoy this kind of video, hit the thumbs up button to let me know. Maybe I'll do like a full studio tour at one point in the near future. If you have any questions for me, let me know down in the comment section. Thank you as always for watching, and until next time, stay stylish.